Hey, this is Rick Bueckert, and this is the 2-Minute Marketing Hill Climb. So I don't know if you saw it or not yesterday, but I made a video and it was kind of a little tongue-in-cheek poke at car dealers and their advertising big sale amounts on vehicles. And it gets down to the whole idea of a sales funnel. So when you run an ad that says you can buy this truck for 35% off, you are right at the very bottom of the sales funnel, and your marketing is ignoring everyone above that, and that's a problem. And there's a couple reasons for that. First off, if you think about the entire idea of a funnel, it's really a bad analogy, and I'll tell you why I personally don't like funnels and I prefer the term pipeline. When you have a funnel, and let's just think if you have let's say you have an empty Coke bottle at home and you put a funnel in it and you pour water in. So the water are your leads. Well, how much of the water that you pour in the funnel goes into the Coke bottle? And the obvious answer is all of it, because if it didn't, you'd throw the funnel away. But that's not the way sales work. You know, everyone that you pour in the top is not going to come out of the bottom as a sale. And that's why I like the term pipeline better than funnel, because it's easier to envision what's actually happening. You're putting water in the pipe, and then through a series of junctions and valves and faucets, you will lose water out of that pipeline in places. And when you have valves, those are the restrictions that are in your sales process, and these are the things that really you need to figure out in order to have a marketing system, as opposed to just, you know, random events that happen to occur. So again, going back to the car dealer, so the ad was 35% off on this particular Dodge truck. Well, if I'm not in the market today for a Dodge truck, or any truck, then that ad is completely wasted on me. And these guys are taking out full page ads, and they're only trying to appeal to prospects that are, for whatever reason, ready to buy a new truck today. So let me walk you through the process of how I bought my last vehicle. It started with me looking at the odometer and knowing that I was driving a lease and we were already over mileage, meaning that when I turned this thing in, I was going to get hit for extra mileage. So I started doing the calculations, figured out that, you know, it's actually going to be cheaper for me to turn this in early and just get something else. So I started doing my research, decided, you know, do we want another SUV or do we want a truck? I decided on a truck. And then I started doing my research as to what kind of truck, you know, half-ton, three-quarter-ton, gas, diesel, that kind of thing. I went through that entire process, and when I got to the end, because I had had no reason to contact a dealer up until that point, my purchase was to take the truck that I had built online and go through the dealer inventory search, which I could do online. And I found 3 dealers that had pretty much exactly what I wanted: right color, right options, motor, that kind of thing. So I used the online little form and I sent it in saying, I'm interested in this truck. How much? Right? Because there was no other real reason to bring it in. Well, one dealer didn't respond at all, so lost sale. The second one did respond, and even though it said they had 2 of what I wanted in stock, the reply was, well, we don't have either of those, because I wanted specifically white or silver. And they said, no, those are gone. You have to take blue or black. I'm like, no, I don't have to take blue or black. And then the third dealer was, said, yeah, we have it. Here's what we can do for you. Here's the financing terms we can give you, and if you want to put in an application, then just, you know, give us $500 on your credit card. We can do everything over the phone for you, and in the event that we can't get you financed, then we will refund your $500. Great, fabulous, excellent. Pulled out my card, gave them the deposit. They took the information, called me back, I don't know, 3-4 hours later, he said, yep, you're approved. Would you like it? And that was great. And it really kind of annoyed me because this particular dealer is like an hour and a half away down the highway, like 100 miles, 160 some odd kilometers. And so it was aggravating to have to go that far, but they did such a great job of, once they responded, great, to get the very best deal at the very best price and, get my information and at least get me in for a test drive, get me in for something. And none of that happened. So, the advertising I see the majority of times for most businesses always bottom of funnel. It's come in and buy my product or service today. And if you don't have an interest, well, too bad. There's no other reason for me to call you. If you're selling water softeners, why would I even want one? I have no idea. Maybe you should, if you sell water softeners, you should add that to your ad, going, not sure if you need a water softener or not. Go to this website, get our video, let us show you how. And I see that missing all the time in all marketing as to why someone should talk to you, further up in the pipeline. And I'm going to go a little into more in this next couple days because I realize I'm going a little long here, so I'll cut it short. But think about your process. Think about where you can bring them in at the top, at the top where they're now wondering, do I even need this product or service? And how can you coerce them to give you their information so that you can follow up, so that you can build rapport, show that you're an authority and an expert in what you do. Because everybody wants to deal with the expert. They don't want to deal with just the ordinary guy. So think through this, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow. I'm Richard Bueckert. This has been the 2-Minute Marketing Hill Climb. Have a wonderful day.